Really boy sometimes.
Y equals the absolute value of x. Does anybody know what an absolute value graph looks like? Yes, sir.
It's never negative. It's always.
It's never negative. Exactly. That's a very true statement. Okay.
What's the title for this lesson?
This one's just 5-3 again. I should have been. I told you it was too easy last time, and I told you I think that we should have added more functions so they only have the one. Didn't I say that? I think. No. Anyway, shush. So here we go. I'm going to just do my Fab 5 again because most of the time my Fab 5 gets pretty much every graph, or at least its parent function. Hence I said most. Okay? So if I plug -2 in the absolute value, what comes out? 2. 2. How about 1?
0, 1.
So here's our graph.
Just remember who won.
You're talking to me?
No, I'm trying to fish. It's at the beginning of the game.
Okay? It is a V shape. And if it makes sense, it should make sense that it's a line. Right? And the reason being is why it's linear is you're consistently always just taking it for face value, correct? If it's a +1, you're going to put a 1. Anyway, so your slope's rising 1, running 1, because this is equivalent to y equals x and y equals -x, meaning our slope's going down 1. Okay? They just take those parts, but will never be negative. Does that make sense? This is actually a piecewise function, which we're going to talk about next time. Okay, you guys ready for the hard stuff today? Here we go.
What you said?
Here we go. What do we do?
What the?
Yeah.
Right?
So what happens? We take our parent function, here he is, and what do we do to it? Tell me exactly what we're going to do.
Right one up there.
There you go, write 1 up 2. Write 1 up 2. So, write 1 would be -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3, correct?
Okay.
Up 2. 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. This is how I want you to do these graphs, please. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. This does not look like I'm moving right 1 up 3.
So there's supposed to be a V?
Uh-huh.
There's not supposed to be a U now.
That's only up 2, but.
Oh, did I go
get
up
it.
2? I meant up 2.
Just do,
I did go up 2.
okay.
I said the wrong thing. Up 2. Right 1 up 2. Right? What's the difference? What did I give you different?
There's no squared.
It's a new parent function. Right? Instead of giving you a quadratic, now I'm giving you the absolute value
Oh,
equation.
not 4, 1, 0, 1, 4.
It isn't because it's a new parent function. Exactly, it's not squared, so it's a new function. It's not a parabola, it is an absolute value. That's the only difference. I'm giving you a new function today. 2 of them, actually. So yes, sir.
How, I forgot, how do you move it over? Is it with that?
Yes.
Okay.
You with me? You guys want another one? Sir?
So now, how'd you get 4 on -1?
4 on -1, because I went right 1, so that makes me -1. Are you okay there?
Yeah.
I went up 2.
Oh, snap. Wait a second.
Oh, okay.
You with me?
I'm with you. Alright.
Okay, let me come over here and I'll come over here. See?
Okay, so the 2 is for the Y
Y's.
values,
Uh-huh.
and the 1 is for the X one.
Anything in here is the X.
So,
Opposite what we see in here, exactly what we see out here, right?
no, that's just for graphics. Is it exactly how you see it for your graph?
So I'm going up 2,
Teacher?
right 1.
For your T-chart,
Yep.
-2 go -2?
Nope. Okay, let me show you one more time, Jake. Here's my parent function. You okay where I got these values? You want me to go over them here?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, -2 in there comes out to be 2. Okay? So, what does this -1 do to my x values of my original parent?
You combine it, right?
I add 1 to the x values. Because remember, it's opposite what we see.
Oh.
So I've moved him right 1, which would be -1. Right 1 would be 0. 1, 2, infinity. You okay with that concept? Okay, what does this plus 2 do?
Adds 2 to 1.
So I add 2 to the y, 2 plus 2 is? Alexa.
It's just whatever is in the two lines, like, this is the opposite.
Inside the absolute value, it's always opposite of what you see, yes.
What about the other one?
Exactly what you see. Inside is x's, outside is y's. Do you want to know why it's that way? I'll tell you. What value makes this guy 0? Negative 1 minus 1 gives me a 0?
I think one.
1, right? And that's why we move it right 1. It's because that's the value that makes it 0. If it was a plus 1, what value makes me 0? Negative 1, hence we shift it left 1. Does that answer your question? Hope you understand a little better. This guy, you just take whatever that is, and we're shifting it up too. So this is your y values, and it does exactly what we said. You okay with that? Everybody okay? Yes, no? Okay, I've got to make sure we're not talking about domain and range during this. No, no, no.
Is that our homework?
Yep, yep.
2 pages.
I will kick you in the shit. What's the domain of this fella?
Oh, crap.
You guys remember what domain is? Exactly, it's the x values. It's what x values I can use. And I can use any x values I want, right? So negative infinity to infinity. Range.
Is 2 to infinity.
Because we start ranges up and down, right? How low do we go? We go to 2. Do we include 2? Is that a bracket or a parenthesis? Bracket.
Because it goes to the
Mhm.
killer.
And then to
You
infinity.
take
Is everybody there with me? Okay, as I was looking through your homework, we have a different type as well. What does this do? What do you guys think that does?
Oh, it makes it negative.
Where have you been that you know all this?
School?
Awesome, I'm proud of you. Have you lived here your whole life?
Yeah.
Were you in honors last year?
Nope. I don't think honestly.
We've learned this before.
Why?
Because I'm too lazy.
That's a good answer.
Thank you. It makes every graph.
Bailey, you know a lot of stuff. Here's our paired function again. Let me hear you just write it.
Isn't it negative no matter what?
Hold on.
Same thing. It's not any different.
Okay, here's my paired function, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference from here to this guy?
What's the lines? I don't get.
Those lines mean absolute
You
value.
times it by negative
Oh.
So what am I timesing by a negative, Fisher?
x. Well, after the absolute value.
It's the y's I'm timesing it, right? Because if I plug an x in, let's say negative 2. Hey, Sharon, give me a sec. We should push the button. Thank you again.
You're so violent with your wet willies.
I know. Here we go. So when I plug this in, negative 2, what's the absolute value of negative 2? 2, and then it's negative. So notice what this outside does. Remember, anything on the outside is your y values, right? Okay, so this just makes it still negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, negative 1, and negative 2. So that negative multiplies the y values by negative 1. Okay, so let's graph this. It did get flipped over the x-axis, yes.
Fail.
It was a fail. Why you gotta be such a turd?
Sorry.
Okay, so there it is. What is our domain? Negative infinity to infinity, because I'm still going on forever, right? What is our range? This one's a little bit trickier.
Bracket 0 or negative infinity.
No. Close.
What is
Parentheses
It's
zero?
negative.
Negative infinity to 0. Because you always go
It's
least to
negative?
greatest. Who's a smaller number, negative infinity or
Okay,
0?
okay.
Right? We always go least to greatest. Okay? All right.
I got it right.
Is it a bracket?
It is a bracket on 0 because we are touching. I think I broke my toe.
What? How do you think?
My toe hurts! Because I think I missed your shin and I hit the bar in you. Little scumbag.
You did too. I remember you kicked my desk.
Okay, this is as hard as you're going to see on absolute value today.
Oh, wow.
So, we're going to take this by piece today, though, okay? I want to show you just so you're okay. Okay, with this being said, we have absolute value of x. Once again, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, right? It comes out 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. What's the next thing we're going to do? Order of operations, what would you do? You work inside out, right?
Hold on.
I'll slow down. This is the person that can't get a hand right and going.
Close enough.
No. I think we're still on.
Oh yeah, it is Monday, Thursday.
Not that early.
That's true.
Okay. So the next thing you do is inside out. So we're going to do our inside first. If you think of order of operations, that's all you got to do, guys. Okay? Think about how you would do order of operations. So what does that plus 1 do to our graph? Let's go Hayden. What do you think, buddy? Not quite sure? You remember what we did last time over on that guy? What would happen if I was this guy? I went which way? Okay, opposite of what you see. So I'd go right. So opposite of what we see. What do we see? Plus 1. So we're going to go y. What value makes this 0?
Sorry for that, Bell. We'll get the bell set up.
It'd be left 1, right? Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I take him left 1. Negative 3. Negative 2. Negative 1. 0. And 1. Okay? Now watch. It'll still be 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. And if you have any questions at any stage, what could I do?
Oh,
Ask the
interesting.
teacher.
How do you know which side?
This side's x's, this side's y.
Okay.
See how this is on the inside? Write that in your note. Insides are your x's. Anything on the outside is going to deal with your y's. Okay? If you don't have that in your notes, that might be something good to put in there. Okay. So if you want to try something, I'm going to pick 0. What's 0 plus 1?
Oh,
1, absolute value of 1 is? It's right. If you don't get it right by checking, that's a great way to do it. A lot of you guys sometimes just keep going and do instead of checking a step to make sure you're good to go, right? Okay, what's going to be next on order of operations? After we do inside things, what do? Do we do multiplication or subtraction?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. So we do the negative part first, don't we? Does that involve my x's or my y's, Lexi?
Your Y's.
Why? Because it's on the
Outside.
outside. So therefore we're going to times all my y values by what?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Yes, sir.
okay. I thought you were doing this again, but negative because this one is
I did this.
right there.
That's here. This is at where?
Negative.
And that's on me. So therefore it's the y.
Well, so you have to do two different. I was like, well, why couldn't you just bring the negative over and make it plus it? Oh, they're both on the side.
Thank you. We're not doing that. Okay,
Yes.
so what do we do here?
He said yes.
We don't distribute it here. What's from here to here? What's the difference?
Oh wait, you already told that.
Yeah. Minus
what?
3 on the Y.
You drop 3 down from your y's, right? That's all we're doing, guys. It's a step-by-step process.
Wait, you just made it the same thing except negative. Oh.
I'm just going to finally get to the graph that I want to get to, so therefore this would be negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Now, once again, if you don't believe yourself that you did it right, what could you do? Check. I'm going to pick -3. -3 plus 1. -2, absolute value of -2. 2 with a negative. -3. It comes out and it works, doesn't it? Yes, sir.
Wouldn't we be minusing a 1 on the far right, top right? One more, right? There you go. Wouldn't you put -3 in and then -1?
No, sir. So you're citing this right here?
Yeah.
See, that's the difference on the charts here. What I'm saying is what's happening from here to here. I went left one.
Yeah.
What happens from here to here?
Um,
Just this negative. That's the only thing different. So therefore that affects the y values of this guy.
okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What goes from here to here?
We're just doing the Y's.
We're just doing the y's of dropping down through. Does that make sense to you? Okay.
That's just-
Good question. Are you okay though?
Yeah.
All right. So then we got -3, -5. -2 is -4. -1, that goes right there, by the way. I was off a little bit. -1 is -3, 0 is -4, and 1 is -5. Domain, what's the domain?
On the domain range, can we do that R thing with the line in it?
No.
Okay.
That used to be
Negative
cool in the
infinity.
past, but no.
Is it negative infinity plus infinity?
He's talking about all real numbers.
What the hell? Is it a good thing that I know some of the stuff?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, 'cause you said-
Okay, so this is negative infinity to infinity. The reason why is this is what we use in higher mathematics, which you're going to be taking next year and so forth, right? And then range. What's our range?
Negative infinity to.
-3 or -4?
-3.
And then
Because it would be
bracket?
the y value. Okay? That's the hardest thing you're going to see today on absolute values, is right there. We can do that, can't we?
No.
Okay, so anytime you see a flip of your graph and it's going down, you know there's a negative outside, correct? And then just look for its vertex on the shifting, correct? Is everybody there with me? Like you could still have a problem on number 4, number 5, right, of our Bell quiz? Okay, now, the next thing we're going to talk about, our next parent function, like I said, we're going to learn 2 today, is the square root function. All right. Does my Fab 5 work for the square root function? What's the square root of -2? Imaginary, right?
Oh,
Do we want him?
crap.
No. How about square root of -1? Do we want him?
No.
How about square root of 0? Is that okay? Yeah, what's the square root of 0? 0 is 0. What's the next nice number to pick? 1's okay, isn't it? What's the square root of 1? 4. Now say it. 4 would be a nice one. Could I actually do the square root of 3 if I wanted to? Yeah, but then it's an estimate. Give me 1 second. Last but not least, what's the next nice number? 1 in between.
No, 8, no.
Oh, 10.
9. Square root of 9 is 3. Yes, Jake.
I thought you were doing part of the Fab 5.
No.
You said
I
that.
said, does the Fab 5 work on this one?
No, yeah, but then you're going down the list. And
I was going -2? No. -1? No. 0? Yes. 1? Yes. Could you do 2? Sure, but then you get square root of 2 instead of a nice number. You see why I picked
So
those
that's
other
what
ones?
now you're saying.
This is what I would use as my parent function for square root of x.
Oh.
Each one has its own parent function. If you don't know how to do that, what could you do, guys? Just plot some numbers in there, right? That's all I'm doing. Okay? You guys want to go to the hard straight out of it?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, here's what the graph looks like. 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 5, 2.
This is so confusing. Yep, confused.
Why?
I don't even know what to do.
0, 0, 1, 1, 4, None of these today are parabolas. There's
Oh,
only
yeah.
one way to get a parabola. How are you gonna get a parabola?
I don't know. Square it.
X squared. Only time it's ever
So
gonna
that's
get a
what
parabola.
parabola would be.
Yeah, as we said earlier.
Fucking nuts.
Are we okay? Okay. As we look at that, this is our parent function. What's the domain? How far left does he go? 0. Because we can't be less than 0 or it's an imaginary number, huh? So 0 to how far to the right? Infinity. If you'll remember, domain is the x's. Range. What is our range? Our y's. And what is our y values doing? How low does our y values go? How high does it go? Takes a long time, but infinity, huh?
Take forever. Infinity.
Okay, very true. So, I would like us to graph this guy. This is as hard as you'll see today. Okay? Everybody with me?
Hold on.
Taking his negativity.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm not now.
Oh, this is not what's in your negativity. Don't be.
I spell throw like bro. Oh yeah. I don't know how to spell
T-R-O-R-U-G.
How are you gonna spell it?
it. I don't know. That's why I asked.
Thanks.
Still haven't fixed it. No, I hate it because I can use 2 colors. Blue and black.
Blue doesn't really work so well either.
Oh, sorry, this is an equal sign, but I forgot. I want a negative there.
Oh.
Huh? I just gotta sit down and do that. Hey, if you see 2 kids, just any kids in driver's ed that didn't sign up, I'm missing a 4:30 slot and a 6:40 slot. Hey, so, I like to always, how many steps is it gonna take me to graph this?
4, 1, 2, 4.
Because you got your parent, and then 3 others after that, right?
Turn.
Okay, so I start right here. Okay, what's our parent function for a square root? 0, 1, 4, 9 is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Correct? Is everybody with me on that? Okay, what's the first thing I'm going to do? The negative, the x minus 2, and the minus 1.
2.
X minus 2. Hayden, I'm going to come back to you. Which way do I go? Right, how many? So is that my x's or my y's? Good job.
Oh yeah, you do opposite.
So therefore 2, 3, 6, and 11 still give me the values of 0, 1, 2, and 3. Just notice if you don't know, give it a shot. 6 minus 2 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Okay, what's the next thing I'm going to do?
We're going to do the negative.
Yes,
Can
sir.
we just hold on and not try to process
I got 5 minutes, so no.
it?
Okay. So then, we do the negative, because order of operations says I would do the multiplication first, correct? What does that do to it?
It's all
Multiplies the y values by negative. So therefore, this is negative 2. Excuse me, whoops, sorry. I had something in my brain that didn't go with it. And so therefore, this is 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2. This is the y.
I'm still on the.
So then, what does this do? What was it on my original? Was it plus 1? Minus 1. What does that do to this guy? Because it's on the outside, that's the y, and I do exactly what I see, and I'm going to drop it down 1, right? So I have 2, 3, 6, 11, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 4. Once again, it's a good opportunity to check. I'm going to check with 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. You can always check your work, correct? 2, negative 1. 3, negative 2. 6.
I have a
Give
question.
me 1 second, please.
Just kidding. I get
Okay. So, with that being said, what is our domain?
1, 2, 3.
It would be 2. Now notice a lot of people mess up on this because remember you're looking here, you're going to infinity. Even though it's going down, you're going to infinity for our x's, aren't we? Right? What's our range? Our range would be, how high does it go? Negative 1. How low does it go? So it would be negative infinity to negative 1. Okay? Any questions? What's the difference today? Two parent functions, right? Shifting's the same, correct? I added domain and range, and then the negative. What does the negative talk to us about if it's in words? How would we say it? Flip over the x-axis. If there is a flip over the x-axis, that's that negative, okay? Is everybody okay with me on there? Let me just make sure that's everything I needed to talk about.
I have a question.
Yes,
Why do you have to do 3 different things?
there's 3 different things to do.
Well,
Step 1, minusing the 2.
but do you add those points in the graph?
So notice what I did is I went from here to here. What happened? Moves it right 2, doesn't it? So therefore I take my x values and I move it right 2.
Okay.
Okay? What is the difference between here and here? Just the negative. So what does that do? It multiplies my y values by, exactly, so I went from here to here. X is always the left-hand side.
Okay. And then
Then from here to here, what did I do? Minus 1. So that is the,
from where?
isn't that the only difference between here and here?
Yeah. Well, where does it fit? Oh.
So therefore I
Oh,
drop
you
them.
minus all the y going to the south side.
Okay, here we go, guys.
No,